Battle control.
Welcome back, Five Aces.
Hey people, Five Aces here. We are going to have to press the metaphorical fast forward button. Not the literal one here, but what's happening is that we're gonna have lots of matches to cast. Realistically, I have no time to cast them all over the span of the next couple of weeks, which is unfortunate because there are some real bangers in there. But however, we are just going to cover as much as we can. And this is going to be one of the top tier matches that is presumably going to be played between two of the playoffs, 2 of 4 playoff slot players. We've got a mano a mano between hand-to-hand combat between the top left spawning as written, the forces of Morkel, and the original OG German gangster, the bottom right spawning as Traitorous Ukraine. It is Mr. ZxGanon. Let's see where this is gonna lead us. The map in question is 3.5 woods. I swear to God, I've never seen this map. I didn't even notice that was in the pool. So first scuffle. Oh, okay, that was just some force fire action exchanged here. So first blood goes to Ganon. A very, very wounded soldier reports a couple insurgents here on the oil before ultimately perishing. So very worthwhile cause. Yeah, so we're gonna basically skip ahead to the playoffs because there's just so many more matches to cover. Nice positional advantage, really aggressive stance from Morkel, could be punished by a War Factory rush from Ganon, but yeah, it's Ganon. He's known to go for War Factory rushes occasionally. Leaves you behind on the infantry, and I think he went for a 10 stack of rifles. That means he's going to be moderately low in cash, but he's still gonna have some income left. Also, what I really like is if you're going for a War Factory first build as Soviets, you have access to Grenadiers, you have access to an APC. Yes, it's a very expensive early game build, but it does allow you to go for an APC, crush all your opponent's infantry before the rockets come out in significant enough numbers, and then also just dispatch 1 or 2 Grenadiers and just take out all the wells. And that's gonna accumulate over time, gonna stack up a nice advantage. Ooh, nice force fire action from Morkel. Scores the killing blow on the scout here. 3 rockets are on the field. No critical mass just yet. He's keeping the rockets home. Ooh, 4th and transitioning to medics now. That is a very sturdy composition. Ganon went flak track. Okay, that's still good enough. Still good enough to push his opponent off the wheels. This is a very cutthroat map, by the way. There is just no middle ground. It's do or die. Alright. Nice little force here, only infantry, and as soon as the first medium tank comes out... Okay, Morkel is going for a ranger first, and he's on double ref, so he's gonna start bleeding quite a bit. His eco is not where it should be compared to Ganon in a couple seconds. Yeah, third harvester is out. So depending on how long Ganon can keep the aggression on, can keep on the gas pedal, he's going to start accelerating into a very sturdy econ-rich mid-game. Or early mid at least. Let's see, more harvesters for both, and that obviously always favors the War Factory first player. As you can see here, we've got the 4th harvester online compared to only 2. And, ooh, is he also stalled in production? No, okay. Morkel just has barely enough money. That's gonna be a lot of rocket bleed. Ooh, double kill on the rocket, triple kill on the rockets. Very good trades from Ganon thus far. He found snipes on all the rockets without bleeding too many rifles here. Very good for him. Yeah, he's gonna lose. That's fine, that's fine. Ooh, and another infantry dies on the way out, so that's a very costly trade already for Morkel. Yeah, Ganon ahead by virtue of 3 rocket snipes, and that's off of War Factory first. So it's not looking too bad for him. Obviously he won't have the critical eco mass critical infantry mass just yet, but he's on 6 harvesters. Whoa, this engineer, too, likes to live dangerously. Never existed. Yes, finally no caster's curse, we got that on camera. Got it on lockdown. Speaking of lockdown, how's it going, folks? How's it going with your corona-induced stay-home orders? Ours has expired, so we're free to move out again, free to live our lives. Double flak truck, I like that. Still a very flimsy composition, not a single rocket, and this can get punished so hard. Let's see if Morkel goes... No, Morkel goes MCB first. So that means that there is still a timing window. Ooh, pick me up. Very nice snipes. That was the good old drive-by. Ganon, no, he needs to not chase the ranger. He needs to get into position. That's a bait. That's a great bait. What? That was a bit too close for comfort. Ganon could have blown his own wheel sky high. Okay, ranger scouts the MCV move out, but flag trucks are there to just scare him away. no ref has been procured just yet. So that's the really dangerous timing now, because there's a medium tank out for Morkel, and Ganon does have his first heavy now, but his infantry is obviously infantry count is just way lower, by virtue of War Factory first build, so Ranger gets shaved off. Okay, so this is a very dangerous timing. If he doesn't hold this, Ganon is immediately out. If he does, he's in a good position though. So he's assuming that there's gonna be a push on his secondary base. He's scouting and screening, but he doesn't see a big army move out until right about now. Okay, this is gonna cue the alarm bells. Does Ganon have a Tesla? Not just yet, 10 seconds. What is his army doing? Ganon might stand to lose a lot of econ here. That was a very lackluster response, honestly. He's going for the counterattack, are you for real? I sure this is a... Oh my goodness, Ganon might just be falling here. Ganon's War Factory is blown to smithereens. No crushes from... Yikes. No crushes have been had. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, this army is just tearing through the base. And there is still a backup army for Morkel, just ready to defend. He didn't have a field defense queued up just yet either. Oh, the crushes, so many mediums. This is basically game. Ganon is toast. That's not even worth a GG, that's a G only. Real G's right, GG. Remember that, folks. That was very cutthroat. Yeah, caters to the nature of the map, I'd suppose. That's a very brutal map and very punishing. One wrong move and you're toast. That's what happened to Ganon there. Just not reacting in time, scouting it in time, but just deciding to go for a counterattack. I don't know why he was going for a base trade. His opponent already had better positioning and thus was allowed to just fortify his own base. So no damage was done by Ganon's counter army. Yeah, big mistake here, and Ganon has definitely lost a lot of his sheen in this series. He had the nimbus of basically being undefeated, just like Morkel. He was undefeated for 2 seasons, for all intents and purposes. And now the newcomers are just are giving him a rough time. Let's see how this is going to transition into game 2.
Battle control terminate. Battle control initialized.
Oh boy, Mountain Ridge Redux, here we go. It's a lower hate map. Personally, I love it. It's just got so many cheese plays that you can potentially do, or many outplays with the comm centers, or just sniping the engineers from the comm centers over the ridges. It's just a very tricky map to play, to be honest. And sometimes you have to expect the unexpected, just like the Goat versus I Like Men series, where I Like Men just sold everything except one power plant, and they got Grenadier sniped. That was hilarious. We're probably not gonna see that, let's be real. Morkel is someone who I've never seen cheese thus far, and Ganon plays very standard. One thing about Ganon is you always know what to expect with him, but he plays it in such a solid way that it's really hard to stop regardless. You know there's going to be a Tesla push onto his main base, but for the past 2 seasons, I've failed to stop it 3 out of 4 times. So yeah, take it for what you will. He's a very stable player, and I never really see him resort to cheese. He's someone who's just like going in. Very dangerous. That's a very exposed engineer for Morkel. And Ganon is Ukraine again, so if he had just gone for a dog, sniffed out the engineer, you can snipe that over the ridge. Park a dog and a rifle here, easily within range, 6 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Could even snipe him here. But anyway, people have commented that they can't see the cursor, so I'm going to try with hardware cursors on this time around. Let's see whether that's maybe the secret ingredient. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how the cursor renderer works. But both just splitting was for now, and a very strong infantry presence in the north of Ganon. Yes, yeah, both going double ref. This is more of a double ref map, I'd say. War Factory is coming online now. Wait, why is Ganon this far behind? Is he... Okay. He started his War Factory with a 10-second delay. That is very weird. So I get what he's doing. He has gone for an extra power plant, and he wants to just get closer to the ore. But why is he this far behind? He's like 10 seconds behind on the build queue. The whole story doesn't really add up, but hey. Just rambling here. Okay, he doesn't want to deal with the comm center. Mine. Okay, that was Morkel lagging, but yeah. internet problems sometimes tend to happen. Okay, that's yeah, 10-second delay on the War Factory. That's a bit annoying. That's gonna put Ganon behind just an extra little bit. In pro matches, this is so punishing to come back from, because if you go for the same spot as your opponent with your first expansion MCV, you're gonna be in for a world of hurt. Your opponent is already gonna have fortified with his first field defense. They're gonna have the infantry in position. Then sometimes you could just get blocked by a ranger, and it's all downhill from there. I've been there, done that. Nice scouting run from Morkel. Sees basically everything there is to see. Ooh. Gets sniped. Okay. That's a nice little moral victory there. And an APC out for Ganon. So he's opting to reclaim the oils. Yeah, nothing in position for Morkel to stop that. It's pretty good. It's gonna be in rapid succession a 3 and then 4 oil direct advantage for Ganon. Not half bad. The ranger can't really do anything here. He can maybe pick off a couple stray rockets if he's lucky with his pathing. I don't know why Ganon is leaving his rockets so exposed. There's just nothing. Wait, he can capture those. Yeah, there we go. And he sees that the ranger is not in position. Okay. Ooh, nasty. Morkel's ranger is so cost efficient there. Okay, there's the pause button. Tactical pause. Laser focus on the engineer. Button on the router, yeah, I don't recommend that. That's gonna disconnect you 100%. But it was not a rematch, I believe, because I didn't see a replay for game 3, so I think we're all safe. Ooh, and he's taken an aggressive comm center, I love that. If that is captured, it gives him vision, like, around this area. Barely not to the Conyard, I'd say. That's probably deliberate by the map maker. They probably measured the cells.
We are going to have to act.
Okay.
If we want to
There is button. I click. It becomes white. Maybe it helps. No! Oh! Oh no. That one lucky rifle. Just a bit attentiveness by Ganon. Forces him to now abandon ship and basically... Oh, map hack is turned on. Oh wait. I kind of misjudged the range on the communication center. It's not as terrible as I thought. It's still nasty. So Morkel sees that most of the army for Ganon is south, so immediately transitions north. Yeah, going eye for an eye. That's probably the smartest call. Or is he going for an eco raid already? Huh? Ganon does have a flame tower queued up this time around. Not messing around. Oh wow. Is this gonna be an intercepted MC? There is no tanks out yet, there is just no army. Everything has to rotate. Oh my lord. You gotta be kidding me. Ganon is being played like a fiddle here. Yeah, the infantry can't really chase, so he's still doing fine. He sees that this is basically the entire army. He's trying to block. Oh my lord. It cost some mining time already. The MCV, for all intents and purposes, won't go down. Wow, lots of rockets though. Okay, here's the heavy. So this army is getting cleaned up. Cleaned the fuck up. Ooh, yeah. Good stuff for Ganon. Combat tab now, firmly in his favor. Army value completely even. Oh, just more production, I guess. Okay, macro ref immediately deployed. Yep. And Ganon is so good at scouting. If you just take note, folks. There's a rifle here, there's a rifle here, there's a rifle here. He knows about pretty much every move of Morkel. Almost got a rocket there as well. Would have been a sweet deal. Yeah. Cheeky engineer immediately one-tapped. No, sir. You shall not pass! The first heavy is out going to the front lines. The second heavy is, yeah, he's fortified. He knows that there is something wicked coming this way. Morkel, in a turn of events, knows that there is that Ganon is going to be rotating north. So just fortifying his flanks here. Good hustle. There's a Tesla coil, 10 seconds. I honestly think there is enough for Morkel to hold. One tank going. Honestly, if it's one tank, I would just send a heavy. Send a heavy, dispatch of the medium. Ooh. Lots of damage on the MCV. Gets it. Okay, that's so big. The crushes are stellar from Morkel. Now he's allowed to wipe the ground with his army. There is just nothing left standing. Oh my goodness. Terrible turn of events for Ganon. He's not looking too hot anymore, and the medium survives, just outpositions him. At least there is a counter heavy. I like that. Just put a counter heavy into your ore patch. You know it's coming. Those rifles are going to earn their stripes before dying to an explosion. Dying a very violent, gory death. Alright, get some ranks, boys. This is a spicy game, but right now I'm definitely giving the edge to Morkel, who did not lose his secondary con yard. Still though, the eco lines are standing for Ganon, and that's what matters. So another question for him becomes, there is a gambit to be had here. There is a strategy discussion to be had here. Does he either A, go for a move out with his original con yard, very risky, leaves his main exposed, but gives him basically more econ. Does he B, rush raid attack and hope to gain the advantage this way, or does he C, go for a second MC, which is very costly, 2k, but puts him back in the game for the southern expansion. But now, like, that's 2k assets he cannot invest into army. So regardless of what he does here, he falls behind in army value. That's kind of the conundrum that he has to live through right now, and this army is just significantly outclassing Ganon's couple heavies here. Yeah. Even if the medium gets intercepted, and even if Ganon cleans this army up, oh, he's gonna lose a harvester. Nope, Zook's not connecting far enough. Petering out. Morkel knows what's coming. He just absolutely knows that this is coming. Ranger Scout, very much on point. Ooh. Now this is a game about positioning. Ganon is, okay, retreating. Hoping to get some flanks in. But look, Morkel has the map on lockdown. He's basically controlling half an expansion more than what Ganon does right now. Ganon has now the kind of Herculean task of having to basically pull him apart. He's going for the econ, that's very smart. Obviously, like, these armies are gonna crush Ganon's army, like, straight up, there is no contest. But he gets a harvester. That's a nice moral victory. So if you can keep this up and force Morkel to rebuild econ rather than build expensive tech units. I really love the raid on the backline eco. That's usually the least protected out of all the eco lines. That is super smart by Ganon. It's just that Morkel has been reading him like a book. A very open book to boot. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Yeah, Morkel is pulling the harvesters as well. The tanks are in. The tanks are in, and the tanks are out. Okay, Tanya, wait, was that a tier 3 rush? Are you kidding me? Okay, such a massive field advantage. Ganon is on tier 2. First V2s are gonna come online, and man, let me tell you, it's not easy fighting Soviet tier 2 with an allied tier 2 army. The Yak is just a better scout than the longbow, or than the whatchamacallit, Black Hawk. But the numbers are overwhelming. Numbers overwhelmingly in Morkel's favor here. Going for the Tesla coil. Alrighty. Everything for Morkel has been transitioned to the bottom right side. Okay, nice. He's going for a base push. I mean, he's got the advantage right now, and this tech center is super exposed. But can he hold? Ooh, nice direct hit. The tanks are way up front, but there is more where that one came from. That is just a little precursor. That's just... just a little pre-taste. Again, going for the eco lines Ganon, that's very good. Just elicits a response out of Morkel at least. He has to go so deep here, he has to do something. Oh, Tanya died, okay. I think she got zapped. I think that was just a Tesla or a V2. Ha! That V2 launcher already being parked on the service depot. That's a good hustle. Left-hand side. Okay, he's going for the tech center. Yeah, this was never long for that world. Ooh, getting the con yard down as well, but there's a secondary con yard within the range. Good crushes, and on this side... Okay, service depot is down. That's not the end of the world. Let's see if we can preserve the war factory. That would be so big. It's looking increasingly unlikely. Nope. Denied. So that is no vehicle production for Ganon. That is terrible news for him. He's moving back. Man. Morkel is playing him dizzy here. Right now, Ganon should have an army advantage, though. Nope, he doesn't. Army value. Oh, wow. Ganon is floating 9k. I mean, his production is stalled, so fair enough. Yo, word of advice. If you're ever in this position, leave your opponent's ref alive. Oh, no, he's Sovs. He's Soviets. So he can't... he's allies. He's not Soviets, so he can't really gain anything from stealing from war factories. The first Black Hawk is online. Lots of tanks now. This is an engagement that should favor Ganon simply by sheer virtue of the rocket soldiers. Like, enough rockets on the dance floor. Yep. Connecting. But too many mediums. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. Ooh, not like this. Ganon's army getting railed. Getting stepped on like a little ant here. Ooh. Ganon's gonna have a tough time recovering from that one. Then at the end of the day, I'm gonna check the assets. It's, yeah, 53k to 38k. Not irrecoverable, but close to. Very, very close to. Scouts that there is an expansion here, and the ore has already been harvested. The rise of the technicians. No, a pillbox! Man, those guys had good college education. Why? Why, Ganon? What are you doing? Not like this. Ganon has nowhere else to mine. He's nowhere to go. Ooh, nice V2 hits, but it doesn't really change the goals of the game anymore. This is pretty much predestined at that point, because Ganon just has fewer expansions to work with. Airfield is coming online just now. 12k float doesn't help you. 12k float doesn't win you games. 12k army assets, that's win you games. Alrighty. Tesla coil is coming online a little bit. He has successfully harvesters again. Like, now your opponent has a bigger army. Yes, it doesn't... You can kill more of your opponent's army, it doesn't really matter. Because he needs to constantly rotate his army, and that ultimately is just going to result in death by 1,000 cuts. It allows Morkel to creep his Konyat further. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would do as well. Allows your opponent to just creep his Konyat further and further. Nice Yak strafe though. Ooh, no, not the Yak. That was his only shot. The Yak spotter. That was basically his only chance. V2 hitting... Not really the center of mass. Ooh, dispatch of mediums. Gets rid of one more harvester. Very compacted position for Ganon. He is just out-ecoed at that point. Also, the ref went down. That must have been courtesy of the mediums. Take a look with. Wait a sec. Where did he steal a Konyard? Did he recover the husk? He must have recovered the husk there. Yikes! Double tech for Morkel as well. I did not notice that. That basically just. Yeah, that's game. Tesla coil push onto Ganon. He never saw it coming. Yikes. GG. That is a massive dent in the ambitions of Ganon into becoming the 3-time back-to-back champion in RAGL. Probably not gonna happen anymore, but it still allows him to go into a lower seed into the playoffs. So we are approaching playoffs quite fast. I know that in a physical sense they've already been played, but I have not watched them. I've not spoiled myself. I'm really happy about that. Shout out to Caution and also to Biomechanic Man for just covering most of the matches there. I was tempted to watch their casts, but I didn't want to spoil myself there. So I'm going into the series blind. That's gonna be, I think. Now we've got the playoffs assembled. We've got the playoffs team consisting of Mr. I Like Men for the Brits, Mr. ZxGanon for Germany, Mr. Goat for Denmark, and Mr. Morkel for, I think, England. Sorry if I'm gonna mess them up. Not sure about that. Don't know about his whereabouts and nationality. Anyway, a very Eurocentric finals, as you can see. Maybe he's United States, though I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. Alright, that was an awesome series, and Ganon, yeah, definitely got his wings clipped in this one. Very good positional play from Morkel. Didn't need anything fancy. Tanya I think she didn't fire a single shot, but it didn't matter. And at the end of the day, it was all about the shock value and about just out-rotating Ganon off of the first MCV being lost. Even if he traded negatively, he lost an army for that, but Ganon took so much time rebuilding, and then the second wave crashed into his war factory and service depot and basically destroyed all chances of him building up a proper army again. That was downhill from there. Slippery slope. Thanks for watching. We'll be back very, very soon with the playoffs. I'm hyped. Good fight, good night. 5 aces, out.
Battle control terminated.